Well, good night, everyone. Uh, I had, I hope all is well with you. I just came back from visiting my mother. She has Alzheimer dementia and she's very incapacitated, can't walk, talk, do anything for herself. And it's really, 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 really sad to experience and to live through this day after day. And, since she cannot talk, I don't know what her thoughts are. I don't know what to even think. But it's painful to see my mother in this condition. This month is her birthday, actually. October 20th will be her birthday. You know, she's born in the same month that my daughter, who died years ago, was born in. So my daughter was October 2nd, and my mother is October 20th. But anyway, I had an interesting experience when I got home and I was parking. So I'm trying to park my car, right? And I'm trying to reverse. Someone honks. So I got out of the car to see what I could see. And then I saw that I could fit. So I continued to try to park. The person honked again. So then I got out of the car again and I went to look behind the person. Well, if the person feels like I can't fit in the spot, perhaps he or she could reverse to make more room for me. So I went and I looked behind the person's car and I saw that there was space enough if the person was so inclined to reverse, since the person's so concerned about me bumping into his or her car. So I saw there was room and then I said, okay. And then the person was sitting in the passenger seat. He had locks. People call it dreadlocks, you know. And so I said, would you please, he said, before I even finished, he said, no, I'm not moving back. And he said, you hit my car twice, and I I didn't even hit his car. 'Cause as I was trying to reverse, he started honking both times. So I never hit his car. So I'm like, is this man on ganja or something? I don't think that's the word people use nowadays. What they call it? Reefer? I don't know. So I'm like, what is he in my mind, obviously. So I spoke to him calmly and he's so irate carrying on with me. And I'm like busy. I didn't even have an attitude. And trust me, people, I could get an attitude sometimes as well, okay? And I'm like, this guy's carrying on with me. He said, no, I'm not moving. And he was like very like nasty. And I'm like, wow, maybe in my mind, maybe he had something to smoke. Cause he was acting like over the top. And thank goodness I was not in a mood where I was so calm, I even surprised myself because sometimes I can really tell people, I don't curse, by the way, people, but I can get in the mood and tell people off using, regular English. But for whatever reason, I was very calm with this guy. And I am not a person who's fearful of people. People don't scare me like that. You know what I'm saying? I just don't get scared of people like that. So I'm like, and I was amazed at myself that I didn't like tell him off in regular English. Cause like he was not one to be reasoned with. So I'm like, you know what, let me just leave this guy. And I left and I'm like pondering that. I said, so I went around the corner and I found a parking spot. I'm like, maybe I should go over there and just give him a piece of my mind. And I was talking to a friend on my phone and he said, leave it alone, leave it alone, leave it alone. And then another friend called me and we were talking about something else because I'm producing a play. So she's helping me out, like, getting me people to do different activities. Cause I write again, guys, I'm a writer. I write poetry, plays, and whatnot. right? So I'm producing this play that I wrote. And this is the first time I'm actually producing something that I wrote. Usually, you know, I would, anyway, I don't want to get into that. That's another story for another day. But so she's this other friend's a female and she's trying to get me because one of the persons who's involved in the play, I just found out that she's undergoing light chemo. And I'm like, whatever light chemo is, as far as I'm concerned, chemo is chemo. There's nothing light about it because chemo is chemo. And I'm, oh my gosh, so she can't participate in the play. So I told her, to keep me posted on what's going on with her, because wow, wow. So I was talking to my other friend on the phone, because I need someone to replace her since she's unavailable. She can't participate in the play anymore. So we were on the phone for quite a while, just talking and talking. And so I guess I brought it up to say after spending like maybe 30 minutes on the phone with her, I decided to come home and, just get a hop on here, and share what I'm going to share with you guys. But I'm like, you know, let me tell you something. Sometimes, parking is so hard over here in Brooklyn, and I'm sure in Manhattan and other places as well. Parking is just so hard here in New York City. So, what I do is if I'm parking my car, right? And I know perfectly well how hard it is for people to find parking. So if I get out of my car and I see, wow, there's a lot of space there, and I see like if I were to, reverse or what do whatever maneuvering, I could make room for another car to fit. That's what I do. Because as far as I'm concerned, that's being considerate of other people, because parking is really, really hard. And it's sometimes I'm out there like 2, 3 hours, no joke, trying to park. So I'm not trying to be inconsiderate to other people because to me that's wrong. It's wrong to be inconsiderate. You know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with, just being kind. Kindness is a good thing. So this guy, I'm like, maybe he's mental because I'm like, wow. But the male friend I was talking to on the phone said, just leave it alone. And like sometimes people have like guns and stuff, and like if I were to go and tell him something, which I felt like doing, even though I was calm in the moment he was carrying on with me, which was like, what? I actually was calm with that. 'Cause there was no reason for him to be rude to me, none whatsoever, because I wasn't yelling at him or anything. But clearly he has problems. But anyway, let me get off that. As a matter of fact, yesterday I thought, because I have a lot going on right now, I thought that would take me a while to write the poem that I promised you, but I wrote it. I wrote it yesterday. And I also wrote some examples, based on what we were talking about, personification. And in addition, I added some similes and metaphors. So let me read the poem that I wrote. Yeah, I made sure that, everything that you write is considered basically literature. And I have to copyright my stuff because, people steal nowadays, right? So here's a poem. But they say when your word is, even written down that, when you type it in and so forth, that it's already safe and secure because it's like dated or whatever. That's what they say. But for extra measures, you need to copyright your work. But anyway, so I wrote this poem. So based on what I spoke to you about, the literary devices, personification, and whatnot. So here it goes. And I titled it A Beautiful World. I might have to change the title. But here we go. Excuse me. Oh, I need to get some water. Anyway, so as I lay on the smiling grass, the summer sun caresses my expectant face like a newborn baby discovering. As I embrace love like a fat child with cake, I remember angry yesterday before I existed like a butterfly cocoon. As I ogle the sky, pondering, the tickling rain sauntered on my face, on my nose, like a feather against bare skin. What a beautiful world. So that's the poem I wrote. And in the poem, if you kept up with the lessons I've taught, you will see that there's smiling grass, which is, if you said personification, you'd be correct. And the summer sun caresses, if you say personification, again, you'd be correct. Like a newborn baby, if you said simile for that, you would be correct. Like a fat child with cake, simile. Like a butterfly cocoon, another simile. Tickling rain sauntered on my nose or face. Personification, like a feather against bare skin. Simile. What a beautiful world. All right, so do I get an A plus? And here I wrote out some sentences, and these are my original. If anyone has them written, claim they wrote this stuff, then I don't know. They must be in my brain because this is my stuff. I wrote these from my own brain. All right, guys. Everything here that I'm reading to you now is mine. Love is like ripe mangoes. Love is like Julie mangoes. For a lot of us in Trinidad, maybe the old school people, you know what a Julie mango is. I don't know if they still have Julie mangoes in Trinidad, because when I went home past couple of times, no one seemed to have Julie mangoes. And that was like my all-time favorite mango. I just love the Julie mango. Okay. Love is Julie mangoes. Well, the first two clearly they're similes. If you said that, you're correct. And if I said in one of my other sentence, love is Julie mangoes. That's a metaphor because I'm stating directly, love is Julie mangoes. And love is a sweet apple. Love. Love is a sunny day. Those are metaphors, okay, guys? Love tapped me on the shoulders and then vanished. If you said personification, you'd be correct because love tapped me on the shoulders, right? Beauty is a peaceful mountain on a clear day. Beauty is described here as a peaceful mountain. So if you said, metaphor, you'd be correct because beauty is a peaceful mountain on a clear day. All right, let me turn the page. See, I've been thinking about you. I did my work because I want to be prepared, because sometimes if I just talk, I forget some of the things that I want to say. You know what I'm saying? Beauty is like a peaceful mountain on a clear day. So this one, I turned this one into a simile because I use like. Beauty is a luminous mountain. That is a metaphor because it's just stating directly beauty is a luminous mountain. And here is anger is like a bomb. So if you say, hey, Kathleen, that is a simile, you'd be correct. Anger is a bomb. Now, if you say metaphor, you would be 100 correct. And this one, I love everything I've written, but here's this one. Anger is a cunning bomb. Think about that. Anger is a cunning bomb. Aren't these beautiful, guys? They are so beautiful, I must say. You see the beauty of using literary devices, and putting unrelated words together to create a visual in your mind's eye. That's what literary devices do. They speak to you in ways that, you know, make you think. And for me, they add beauty. They add beauty to things that we, songs that we might hear, stories we might read. They just add beauty to it as far as I'm concerned. Because words can be so beautiful, even when they're ugly. Did you catch that, guys? Words can be so beautiful, even when they're ugly. I like that. I like that. So, hopefully, guys, you have kept up with me and you get the point. I mean, I love literary devices, like seriously, because I'm a writer, right? But there's something about personification. Personification is really one of my favorites, really. I love giving things, non human things, human qualities. I really love it because it's so beautiful. Like, if I were to just say, the cat laughs vigorously to the sound of the key in the door. I mean, what kind of picture that just popped in my head, guys? What kind of picture does that present to you when you hear that? Isn't that beautiful? The cat. Wow. I love it. That's one of the reasons why I became an English major in the early stages of my life, because originally my plan was to just be a famous author and just to live off of writing, stay home and write, not having to, go to a 9 to 5. But eventually I did end up working in the school system for quite a few years, you know, 1988 to 2016. I think it was 1988. I got to go back and look, but I do believe I started teaching in 1988 and definitely I ended in 2016. Where's my cell phone? You know, let me check something real quick. I'm just going to do some math for a minute. Bear with me, guys. Like, yeah. Okay, so it looks like I've been teaching for like 28 years. Well, that's over 26 years. Yes. Originally, when I went to college, I studied liberal arts, but I already knew what I wanted to do. I wanted to write, because I have a love for writing. I wrote my first song when I was 13. No, I think I was younger than 13. I think I was in Trinidad, and that was probably around 9 or 8 years old. I wrote my first song. I have to find that song. It was a beautiful song. I have to find it. And then um, I started a novel and I got up to page 85. And I was in junior high school when I did that. I did find the book. I think I got up, it was page 85. It could have been more that I got up to. I was writing like a Harlequin romance. Some of you might know that, those type of novels, right? It was a Harlequin romance type novel I started writing. But, I got up to page 85 and then I left it. But I'm not into the Harlequin romance lifestyle right now because I consider like those type of books to be, if I may say, soft porn. But yeah, I actually I would look and see if I could find the notebook, and show you so you could see how dirty and crusty, well, not dirty, but how old the pages will look. I have it somewhere in the house. I'll find it. But yeah, poetry, plays, stuff of that nature, because I love to write. I love to join. you know, words together that normally shouldn't go together. And a lot of writers, most writers, that's what we do because writing is beautiful. Writing paints a picture of beauty. And the songs that you love, there are literary devices in those songs. And you love those songs, right? So hopefully you've learned something today. And I thank you for listening to me today, venting over that parking situation. Because, I mean, like, people, can we do better? Can we be better to each other? Is it so hard just to be kind to other people? Anyway, I'm going to leave you with that. And I don't know if anyone's listening right now because I'm still learning the system. Oh my goodness, it looks like I've been on for 21 minutes. I think this is the longest I've ever been on. I think this is the longest. But anyway, I'm gonna say goodnight. So when you hop on, oh, I keep forgetting to say like and subscribe. So please like and subscribe. And I will see you when I see you. And you have a blessed week. Bye bye.